Can you just make sure we're on mute until 7 o'clock, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, it's 7 o'clock. Stand please for pledge of allegiance. You can unmute.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. Shana Tova to those who are celebrating Rosh Hashanah today. It starts at dusk, so just want to wish them a good new year. To start, we will, I need a motion to accept the minutes from the meeting of September 8th, 2025.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right, any comment?
I was pleased to see that a comment that was somewhat critical of the mayor did appear in the minutes, so I appreciate that detail. And
All right.
All true.
All right, all in favor?
aye.
Aye. All right, we have no presentations, but I did want to, before we get into our public comment, there are a number of walk-on motions, so I just wanted to note them before we even get into public comment. We added, we corrected the last I motion, that should be J, adding K, which is to approve an invitation to bid for Milton Water District 2, or 3, improvement project for the old mill pump station upgrade. The bid opening date at 11 o'clock, November 14th. Motion L would be to approve permit application for Carrie Scribner to conduct an anti-drug peaceful protest on Milton Avenue between the liquor store to Nourish at that corner. That would be October 11th at noon to 1. And then motion M at the request of police chief would be to hire John Ciocci, I think it is. Frank did pronounce it, but I apologize for my bad Italian. To be hired as a part-time police officer. We recently had 2 step down, so this is a police officer who has served at the village before. And then motion N would be for the sum of $3,782.50 to be returned to Chris Boyea as overage for required escrow held for code review at 11 High Street for his 11 High Street project. So those are the add-ons. We'll open public comment for anybody that wants to speak. You have, oh gosh, 3 minutes, guys? All right, so you think I would know that off the top of my head. Is there anybody that would like to speak?
Thank you, good evening. Oh, Mike Iacolucci, 3 Encore Drive. Just a couple of comments about the fire contracts that are on the agenda, motions 7, H, and I. Many people have spent a lot of time and energy to get us to this point. The mayor repeatedly has talked about rates of tax for $1,000 of assessed value and compared fire districts to the town of Milton. Fire districts under state law are separate entities and determine their budgets and the rate of tax to be assessed on residents of that particular district. Fire protection districts, like the one involving Ballston Fire Department in the town of Milton, are treated differently. There is a contract between the provider and the town. The Association of Fire Districts of the State of New York explains that a provider and a town should negotiate a definite sum for a contract to provide those fire services to the town. New York State Law, Assembly 7089, addresses transparency in negotiating these types of contracts. According to the Association of Fire Districts, quote, in most cases, it is believed that there is a free exchange of information during the negotiation process as to the cost of providing fire protection. However, over the years, the Office of the State Comptroller, OSC, has received a number of inquiries from local governments which have had difficulty in eliciting cost information from the fire company. In those situations, OSC has made several recommendations, such as including provisions in the contract to allow the local government access to fire company records pertaining to the cost of fire protection and obtaining copies of various financial filings of the fire company. The submission of an itemized statement of estimated costs will help promote a more transparent negotiation process that can better result in the parties to the contract reaching a fair and equitable price for fire protection services. This is especially appropriate since both the local government and the fire company are discharging a function for the benefit of the public in providing for fire protection." Unquote.
30 seconds, Mike.
For the years 2026 through 2030, the towns of Ballston and Milton have agreed to pay a total of approximately $4.7 million. I believe the contracts meet the needs of the Ballston Spa Fire Department in a fair and equitable manner. The town needs to hold a public hearing following approval of the contracts, and the town needs to focus on completing its budget for 2026. With all those points in mind, I urge the village board to approve these contracts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Anyone else in the room? Public comment? No one seems to be online?
Yep.
All right, we can move ahead. Out of courtesy to Chief Crow, I'd like to move up the motions for the fire contracts to the top of our agenda. So, gosh, there's so much text. Okay. May I please have a motion to approve the 5-year contract agreement between the town of Milton and the village of Ballston Spa to provide fire protection services by the Ballston Spa Fire Department to Town of Milton Fire Protection District 1, and authorize the mayor or deputy mayor to sign the agreement. And just, well, actually, it's a motion.
There is, some slight legal.
Well, we should probably get a motion right
Okay.
first.
Oh, you want to finish reading?
Well, the motion ends there, so
Okay.
the
I'll make-
other information's kind of gross. So.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Ben.
Second.
All right, now, discussion.
There are some legal concerns with respect to some of the language in the proposed agreement in the village investment policy in the village code. Village attorney is aware of these concerns. We'll be working with town council before execution of these agreements to ensure the language and approach are legally appropriate. These concerns revolve around the language in the agreement that requires the village to put all sums in a separate interest-bearing account and the potential issues with the language of the village's investment policy. Specifically 38-2, which directs the chief fiscal officer to invest all funds, including proceeds of obligations and reserve funds. A proposed resolution is to delete that language so that section 3, second paragraph of both agreements read as follows, with the stricken portion deleted. All sums paid hereunder shall be spent only for the furnishing of such aid and fire protection and the use of apparatus, equipment, and fire personnel as aforesaid, rather than how it currently reads, which is all sums paid hereunder shall be deposited into a separate interest-bearing account and spent only for the furnishing XYZ.
So with that in mind, Chief Crow is here. We'd like to, get your input on this. You've been working on this with
I can
both
just,
the village and town, so.
yeah, I could just add to this, it's been a long road, we've been back and forth with the towns for over a year now. Starting with past Chief Mike Bayshore, who recently, got out of position in April, taken over. We are in full support of this contract. We honestly feel over the next 5 years with the revenue, we will be in a good position to move forward with our operations and any future apparatus that we're looking at. All right.
Any other?
Yeah, well, I support approving this contract. I have a couple questions. It's not obvious to me how that 38-2 that you just read is violated or conflicted with the language of the contract, the deposited into a separate interest-bearing account. All our accounts bear interest, I believe. And so how is our policy of the fiscal officer investing all funds, including proceeds, how is that in conflict with that language?
We were discussing it this afternoon. It had to do with the obligations of apparatus and equipment. So it can be, doesn't have to be. So if the money is applied for those, it's above water and it's clear, but there's confliction, some murkiness with that single line deposited into a separate interest-bearing account. And that, by no means should mess up the whole, negotiation, right? That should be above, water for everybody.
So you're saying there's certain items that cannot fall under that statement?
Correct.
Because they aren't.
Run afoul of the
there's-
town's own investment, village's own investment policy.
Still not sure how that runs afoul, even for, you're saying for equipment, that's a special situation where it runs afoul?
That's an example of obligations for services such as equipment and
So I believe a couple of things, in the discussion earlier, this is something that would be worked, it's like attorney stuff at this point, you know. Pretty much everything else is agreed upon, we accept and agree with the figure, you know,
I think the
essentially.
town's concern is the money being spent for apparatus, equipment,
Yeah.
firefighter protection to serve their residents, not any funds going toward village building improvements, stuff of that nature. I think that's what the clarification is.
Sure.
Sure.
And so that
Yeah,
language,
because our budget does show those line items
yeah,
as personal services, equipment, apparatus, building improvements, and that's what they're trying to avoid. The
Right,
money that you guys gave us this year gets used for that. So they just don't want any of the town's money incorporated into that.
so
right, no, that.
we feel though,
And I think that's what's alluded to.
so I think what it is that you don't need that additional
Correct.
language. It's already out there saying that it's furnishing such aid and fire protection. It's just not conflicting with
Yeah.
our investment policy, and state law even touches on
Yeah.
that, that's above and beyond what the state is
Yeah, it
asking,
alludes to
so.
what Mike was talking about with town law, furnishings and apparatus and stuff of that nature.
Right, I mean, I think it makes perfect sense to track this, these funds separately and specifically. And I don't know the best mechanism for doing that, but I certainly wouldn't be against, in theory, a separate interest-bearing account that has these funds and tracks it as such. Again, I'm still not clear on the conflict, but so yes, I'll go ahead and support this, but I would hope that eventually our goal would be to have a very clear tracking mechanism for these funds.
Yeah, I think so. Part of the language also discusses that upon request of the town, I think it's request of the town, I can't remember if it's certain schedule or if it's request of a town official, they would ask our treasurer, because it's proper route to get the information. Mike is already keeping track of that, so would be able to provide how things are being spent for.
Yeah, I think it's state law that has to be provided.
I think the rub between the town and the village has been in which form, you know, but we know that Mike has been tracking very carefully, and same with Chief Bayshore, and being, you know, make sure the information gets over to them, so.
And do we know that the towns are okay with this change?
Literally, it was discussed earlier, but literally all but those 6 words, is in agreement with what they propose. It should not hinder.
Carla was talking with the Ballston town attorney who was in the Great Escape, and just this morning, or Great Escape, Grand Canyon.
Grand
A
Canyon.
little different, a little harder to access, somebody who's over there. So, and he just said this morning, please send me some of your comments, and that's all Carla has to send.
All right, so we
Not be a problem at all.
we believe that this change will not be a problem if we approve it with this change. Okay.
Sean, do you have anything?
I guess, I believe the change in the language, it's still, I guess it's specific enough so that I don't know if maybe additional language to say, well, not to be used for, buildings or something like that would make it,
I think
further concrete.
yeah, I think we
but-
can authorize Carla to work with Jim Craig
Yeah.
on that specifically. But I think the content generally, like my concern is making sure that we meet the deadline brought up about they have to have town of Milton has to have a public hearing, stuff like that. So, and they are in the process of budgeting. So I just want to make sure we are getting that 5% for 5 years. And this is my purpose, at least, for putting this on the agenda today.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly
Okay.
want to, pass this.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate having these specific words, because there should not be significant change. This could be considered a significant change that we wouldn't want to occur after we approve this without knowing and approving a change. So I'm glad that this has been brought forward so that we can vote on this with the, knowing what the specific change is.
All right.
It's, I mean, related to this, is the fire reserve fund now on the books?
They're working on it. I know Melissa has been working with, actually, you might be able to help me. Rebecca, who does Melissa have to talk to get that? One of our consultants, I forget the name of which, I apologize, I wish I knew, has been it's been a challenge to get them to get it going, but it is in discussion. I've asked about it. Carla and I have asked about it, so I know they're working on it. I can try to get an answer soon on that.
That's good. It's been many months.
No, it's been
many months.
I know, and that's why I brought it
If I was
up.
from the town, I'd be like, where's that reserve
No,
fund?
so that's why I brought it up. So they are working on it.
That's why I brought it up.
No, well, and that's why I made it clear of probably about a month or so ago, when I had a discussion with the mayor and Carlo, that we really need to get it going. And that was just something that we talked
Keep
about.
hearing it from me.
I know.
It was approved May of 2023
Yeah.
by you and Liz Cormos, I'll never forget.
So with
Yeah.
that discussion being had, do we think we can go for a vote at this point?
Yeah, we should.
All
And
right.
it's just, I'm sorry that it's taken this long, and I'm glad that we're finally able to reach some resolution in time for what the towns have to do. And, you know, the sooner the fire reserve fund and all other questions they have are answered, the sooner they may feel comfortable giving us additional funds.
Okay.
I think it goes hands in hand, you know, the trust with the funds.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
With this change.
With the change,
With
yes.
this change.
Yep. All right. Next thing is for Town of Ballston. May I please have a motion to approve a 5-year contract agreement between the Town of Ballston and the Village of Ballston Spa to provide fire protection services by the Ballston Spa Fire Department to the Town of Ballston Fire Protection District 1 and authorize the mayor or deputy mayor to sign the agreement. And again, we're going to have that because the Town of Milton and Town of Ballston did work together and had similar language. We are also going to request that same change, so.
So with same change.
Same change.
Yep. I'll make the motion.
All right, thank you,
I'll second.
thank you.
And again, the motion, I don't know if we need to read some addition to the motion as written.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Change.
So just to be clear, section 3, second paragraph, the new line will read as, all sums paid hereunder shall be spent only for the furnishing of such aid and fire protection and the use of apparatus, equipment, and fire personnel as foresaid. As foresaid. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Great. Thank you, Chief. Carl, I know you gotta
I
get
appreciate you
going.
moving us up, yeah. We,
Thank you.
Thank you guys also. for being
District
here.
pre-planned with owner of Carousel Village, so
Yeah.
he was important for there, so. Appreciate the three of you for being here tonight, and getting us on the agenda. It means a lot for us.
And I want to thank Bernadette for moving this forward, because you spent some time
Absolutely.
making that happen.
All right, thank you.
All right, good night. Thank you guys for being here. All right. So back to the top of the motions. May I please have a motion that the resignation of Timothy Van Apeldoorn be accepted and that he be removed from the roles of Eagle Lee Fire Company 1 and the Ballston Spa Fire Department?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, may I please have a motion that Jacob Kozlowski be hired for the position of DPW laborer?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, may I please have a motion that Peggy Crawford be granted permission to conduct a Charlie Kirk celebration of life on Milton Avenue between Van Buren and Ford Streets on September 24th from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Just to give some background, this was something that they were hoping to do yesterday, but Chief Bush did ask, can you move it so we make sure we have some police there? All right, all in favor?
Sorry,
Oh, sure.
wouldn't we need this permit before Like, could they have it
Well, that's why
yesterday if we didn't have a permit?
no, well, that's the thing, technically, yes, but we are having this system in place, so we're aware and we can be prepared with police
Right.
department, personnel there if needed, and like any of the other ones we've had, our police have been great about managing.
Right. So are we saying then that the No Kings rally technically does not need a permit, but
No, but
we
it's so
encourage
large,
it?
I've been working with him on that, and she's been so great about just like letting us know, kind of having stuff in order, because at the end of the day, we have to make sure public safety is
Oh, yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah. No, that
So,
makes sense.
I
But
mean,
is-
as much as we want to protect people's public
Right.
freedom of speech.
But so is it a size consideration? If it's a small number of people, then technically we don't need the permit, but if it's a large number, then.
It doesn't specify, it's been
Right.
the question was asked earlier on our call, kind of what does our code say? Technically, the clerk can sign off on many of these, her own if she, does, but I think it's been practiced just for, keeping everybody kind of aware of what's going on, is just to bring it to the board. So we can certainly talk about that in the future, how we want to handle that. Our code allows for it to be an administrative sort of action, or is that?
I didn't realize that the clerk could do that.
So far, it has not been the practice, obviously, for this, and we have another one later. But we can talk about it, how we want to handle that.
Yes, because timing is sometimes an issue, so
Sure.
if there's not a board meeting between when someone wants to demonstrate and when they need permission, so now it looks like the clerk can do that. And will do that unless there's some concerns.
Frank was actually the one to bring it up, so I think we should talk about it too. So he's in the same mindset of maybe we need to make this a little
I mean,
more
Carla's
streamlined.
on record for saying that our parade law does not apply to standing demonstrations. So there's always been this ambiguity about what this law versus a special event.
Sure.
So yes, it's worth another conversation because I think there's a lot of different thoughts on this.
All right. Sean, any other thoughts?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. My mouth is dry. Give me 1 second. I need water. All right. May I please have a motion that the Ballston Avenue Elementary School be authorized to close Grove Street from 9:15 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday, October 10th for fire safety presentations by the fire department.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, discussion. None? All in favor, sorry, I get a little too excited. May I have a motion, please, to approving the issuance of the library initiative to bid, request for proposal related to asbestos remediation, and authorizing the mayor to execute any related documents for the purpose of issuance.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
So has this been delayed? Because there was a special meeting like 3 or 4 months ago related to asbestos.
Don't know, I know they sent us that updated documentation, they had a meeting
Yeah.
last Friday. I actually don't know the timeline with it,
Alright.
but I think they're ready at this point, so
It's just, there was a rush, and now it was like,
I
the
can't
rest didn't
speak to
happen.
it, sorry.
maybe it's something else I'm talking about. All right.
Any other comment? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I have a motion approving the attached asbestos air monitoring proposal from Ambient Environmental, Inc., and authorizing the mayor to execute the document.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right, any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, may I have a motion approving change order number 3 for USG Water Solutions related to the delayed costs related to the John Street Tower exterior painting. These costs are to be absorbed by the carriers through pending agreements. This motion authorizes the mayor to execute the change order.
I'll make the motion.
All right,
I'll second. I was wondering about, costs will be absorbed by carriers through pending agreements? I mean, how certain is that?
I don't know offhand. We could potentially table this to the next meeting if we need more explanation.
Yeah, I don't fully understand how this is working. I mean, that would be, unless there's some timing piece.
I don't know, Jen, do you have any other further information? No, okay.
No.
All right, so do you make a motion to table?
I would table until
Okay,
we
so,
have more information. I mean, you guys want to.
I mean, yeah, pending, it does mean that there is potential risk there,
okay.
so.
Wait, does it have to be the person who made the motion, the table motion? Probably not, right? No.
You can call
It can be.
I don't know, just whatever is
You made the
appropriate
motion,
way.
right? Ben, you made,
So-
Yeah, for the
and you
further
second, Sean?
discussion.
and I
Sorry.
second it to table.
Okay, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask, sorry, can I
Yeah.
ask questions about the library? Is there,
I hope I
it's
know.
been somewhat open, right? So is
Yeah,
it- I mean, but
library's
is it
open.
closing again for this work? Or, I thought it was complete, that asbestos work, but apparently, I guess I was surprised to see this. I was like, oh, I thought we did this already.
No, I knew it wasn't completed because they were waiting for, it needed to come back open. It's contained to one space pretty much, as far as
Okay.
I'm aware. I don't know.
It's like an attic and there's some basement, or the
Jen,
basement
do you
area,
mind
like a
texting
basement.
Frank, see if he can
basement
get
I
it?
believe
bathroom.
it will close again.
It's
It'll
gonna
close
close
again?
It
again?
had to be, that part had to be postponed because people who do asbestos work, do schools
Oh,
in the
yes,
summer.
that's what it
They had to wait
was.
till school started
All right.
in order for us to get the asbestos people back.
That was right.
Thank you, that makes, now. it
Thank you, Jen, for a
makes
good
sense
memory.
what's happening in the timing. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. All right, let's see. May I please have a motion to approve payment of $1,500 for previously approved, this is written weird, sorry. For previously approved something. What should the word be?
For
Appraisal.
of $1,500 previously approved.
Oh, okay, thank you. For 66 Front Street and 30 Bath Street, to the appraisal company.
Make a motion?
Okay.
Second.
Can we tell people what the appraisal was, or is that private?
I believe it's in the attachments.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So just, so people know, this building was assessed or appraised for $405,000. And 30 Bath Street was $265,000.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
Any other comments? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, may I please have a motion to approve the invitation to bid for Milton Water District 3 Improvement Project, Old Mill Pumping Station Upgrade, and set the bid opening date at 11 a.m., November 14th, 2025, and authorizing the publishing of the invitation.
I'll make the
Your
motion.
DPW. I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
That's great, this is moving forward.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, I should probably give some background. What this is to get the water district ready for Milltown Center so that we can provide water to them. All right, and may I please have a motion to approve the permit application of Carrie Scribner to conduct an anti-drug peaceful protest on Milton Avenue from the liquor store to Nourish Store on October 11th from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
So this came in late and I haven't seen, there's an application, right?
I emailed it to you, the reason why it has to be, the event would fall before our next meeting.
Right.
So that's why I pushed it on. I was trying to see if we can put it
No,
on.
yeah, just checking, it is in.
Yeah.
You've looked at it and it's.
Yeah, it's in. All right, all in favor, yeah.
And it's not targeted at any store, right?
No, it's not stores. Honestly, we should probably look up the addresses when we get a chance, but, no, it's just to provide that that's the corner of the
right,
thing.
right.
So we could say more neutrally the northwest corner of 50 and Washington
All right, I just,
Malta Ave. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I please have a motion that John Ciocci, I think that's how you say it, be hired for the position of part-time Ballston Spa police officer.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, last motion, may I please have a motion that the sum of $3,782.50 be returned to Perspire as covered, overage, from required escrow held for code review of the 11 High Street project.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
So, I guess, did a private individual basically, did they hire Labella or did they hire our?
Well, this is a
Village.
different project altogether.
different,
That,
okay.
that was something else. No, this was a, what do you call it? Can't think of where 11 High Street, but no, that was a totally different
Okay.
application.
been withdrawn.
Yes, that has
Yeah.
been withdrawn. No, that's a different one.
Okay.
But it's a good question because we talk about different things this past 2 weeks. Any other thoughts? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, mayor's not here, so therefore he has no announcements. I
The
don't believe.
deputy mayor's here. Now.
Thank you guys for being here. That's my first part. The question yesterday was, do we have everybody? And thank you to you both for making sure you were available. I don't have a lot of announcements. I can save mine for, what do you call it? Regular liaison reports. Was there a treasurer's report attached? Don't recall.
No, we were at the NICOM conference.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, so we'll get updates at the next meeting in October. So you guys want to start, we can start with Sean for liaison reports if he's
Oh,
ready.
sure.
Oh, we're going out of order. We can go with that.
No, that's good.
All right,
I
sorry.
just gotta pull it up momentarily. So, it is a season of paving, so there's been some prep work, and there will be milling on September 24th on Washington Street, Low Street, Chesterwood Court, East Grove, and East Grove Street. And paving will happen on those same streets on Monday, September 29th. And we did have a resignation of a DPW staff, but I think we already found a replacement, so that's good. And it appears that we may be getting our plows for our trucks in October. And hopefully that happens because I know for the state, snow and ice season starts November 1st. So paving the rest of our streets will take place the second week of October, and those dates are yet to be determined. And that's all I have. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, I do know October 15th is the starting date when you can start leaving brush clippings and stuff like that out for pickup by the DPW. So, but not before that. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Ben?
All right, this is from Caitlin, Chair of the Park and Tree Board. Park and Tree Board is excited that in the coming 4 to 5 weeks, lampposts are planned to be installed in Wiswell Park. As days grow shorter this season, it'll be a nice addition to the park and the public safety. Park and Tree Chairperson Caitlin Parwa, some members of our DPW staff, and Mayor Rossi met last week in Kelly Park with some members of the Lions Club and Rotary who are interested in organizing some improvement projects in the Creekside Playground, as well as some other small projects throughout the park. We are very thankful to the Lions and Rotary for their continued dedication to helping improve our community spaces and parks and are eager to assist in any way that we can. Again, we want to thank everyone who participated in our first annual Bee Spot and Bloom initiative this last summer. Our winners this year are for Best in Show, Next Door Kitchen and Bar, Front Street Deli. Best Pollinator Garden, Most Consistent Blooms, the Ballston Spa House and Garden Club at the Library. Best Use of Standing Planters, Golden Hour Beauty. Most Creative, Play Hollow. Best Display that didn't sign up to participate, Nourish Design Studio. The next Park and Tree meeting will be Tuesday, October 21 at 7 PM. It will take place at the Cornell Cooperative Extension Conference Room. And for next Committee on Arts meeting is October 1st. They also have one October 15th. They have an open mic night coming up October 3rd, 6 to 9 PM at the Real McCoy. The Sounds in Winter continues this year. Next concert is November 15th with a group called the String Wind. It's 3 to 4:30 at Brookside, and it's good to register ahead of time because that can fill up. And then the last thing to say is that they do need a new committee member. So anyone interested in joining the Committee on the Arts, they'd be very happy to have you. You can just contact Village Hall. There is just a short interest form to fill out, and we hope you feel welcome to join. You don't have to be an artist, you just have to like art and be willing to participate.
Great. That's it. All right, Fire Department, Chief Crow handed me this before he left. Just to let folks know, he's going to be doing more quarterly. So between the months of June and August, there was 151 emergency calls. 42 of them were general alarms, 2 working structure fires, which included the USA Gas fire that happened. Not only did our department respond to that, but a number of other departments. So we're very thankful for all that they did for that. Actually, it says specifically who it was: Town of Ballston, Locust Court. Oh no, I'm sorry, my eyes are terrible. There was a fire, working fire also in Locust Court. That maybe. I have contacts. They're apparently not working that great. 9 mutual aid structure fire responses, 10 motor vehicle accidents, 98 other miscellaneous responses. So they're always really busy. To date for this year, there's been 412 calls. Training statistics, in the summer months, we had 25 training drills, which equates to 750 man-hours of training. Additionally, as you heard tonight, they're actually headed to a walkthrough. They've done this with a number of buildings and sites, like on Milton Avenue and Front Street as well. They do pre-plans so that in the case if something happens, they already know what they're going into. And then also there was a 3-hour air sampling and monitoring course. We had 7 members do that. And then of course they are always doing like outreach to the community and children. They participated in events in schools. They were at the fairgrounds and just did a lot to promote fire prevention. And that I guess that was about 730 hours worth of time. And they interacted with 1,905 civilians. So they do a great job getting the word out on how they can be safer. Just briefly on the VSBPA, this is fitting with Robert Redford passing away. The Way We Were car show, which is named after that movie, is going to be coming up on Columbus Day weekend. They still would love volunteers. You can reach out to info@ballston.org. And then the farmers market, the last day is October 4th, and there will be a fall festival for that. So I expect a lot of apple baked things and just apples. That's all I've got for tonight. All right, so we can open back to, where does public comment 2 go? Sorry, I'm just double checking. Doesn't public comment go up before? All right, that's the thing here. All right, so before or after?
It's after on this, isn't that normal?
Okay. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right. Yeah. Old business.
Oh, okay,
Old
sorry.
business and new business, then
All
public
right,
comment.
sorry about that.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, so old business, I believe this is Ben requesting it,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, and just to do something quickly with new business ethics code, we can wait till Frank and Carl are back to talk in more detail. But the one thing I would like to request is both for the ethics code and the Committee on the Arts, can we post on our website and Facebook page that we're looking for members? Any objection to doing that?
No, just whatever, I
Yeah.
know there's some discussion about how to handle that, because,
There's a procedure.
yeah, so as
For
long
how
as,
that needs to be.
Well, this is just publicizing that we're looking for people, not nominating, but just, publicize so that people can come forward, and so Frank and the rest of us have, as, a great number of people
The
to
code
consider.
speaks to how these need to be solicited, not just, posting on Facebook. There is a procedure.
For the ethics code
Yes,
and for the Committee on the Arts?
not the Committee on the Arts, but the Ethics Committee.
You have it in front of you?
Well,
All right, we can talk about it next week. but-
ethics is a board and committee.
Right.
Two
But I'm
distinct
surprised
separate
that
things.
there's something prohibiting us from announcing to the public that we're looking for.
well, no
ethics
one's
code
put
members.
in resignations, correct, so. I
No,
think-
no, Danielle, what's her last name?
Thompson.
Thompson.
Why don't we just touch base with Carla and see?
She resigned months ago.
Okay, so let's touch base with Carla and then,
I think there was a question if they resign midterm, is that a reappointment by the mayor or is it go through?
that's a good question,
I
I think
don't
it
think-
is.
Yeah.
I think it is actually, but.
Yeah, but I don't think the
Um,
ethics code prohibits the publicizing of
Well,
open
if it's
spots.
his appointment, I feel like he should be making that call, so
But
the
I
point being was that we should look into the procedure
Right,
as to how to
well,
do it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with publicly having people go through the application process to create a list of candidates so that the mayor
Sure.
has candidates to choose from.
I'm saying let's touch base with Carla on it, but as far as the arts one, I don't see it not,
Yeah.
so.
Jen, is that possible?
As long as it's kosher, yeah, but
Yeah, there shouldn't be any issues with publicizing Committee on the Arts, so.
it was just the two?
Well,
Just Committee on the
there's one person at Committee on the Arts, and the ethics code is, we're
We'll touch
unresolved.
base. Yeah,
Okay,
but arts,
okay.
we could possibly do that, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're out of order, but let's go.
Sorry, I thought that'd be shorter.
No, sorry, zoning,
All right,
you need
so,
scheduling.
so this is the first we've seen, and I guess it's under this new, it wasn't on the Friday agenda, but it's on this agenda. Proposal to make
Yeah.
the October 14th regular board meeting begin at 6:30 PM, be limited to necessary legislative motions, use the bulk of the meeting on zoning. Attempting to find a night to hold a special zoning meeting is proven difficult due to the various schedules. I don't think it's adequate to have, I think there's so much to discuss, personally, to discuss with the zoning that trying to squeeze it into a regular board meeting is just insufficient. We've been asking since the last board meeting to schedule something. If the responses have been slow to come, Frank did suggest the week after October 7th. I've asked repeatedly for specific, well, first I asked for September 18th, but that didn't work for people. Since then, I've been asking for specific dates, have not received responses to that, but I think we should have, so the next meeting of the regular board meeting is when, October 6th?
No, October 14th.
Oh, October 14th, okay.
15th because it's a holiday.
Right, so having it that mean,
14th is a holiday, the 13th is
So-
a holiday.
all right, so having it that meeting won't speed it up, but I think it'll give it short shrift.
So the reason why it came up in discussion on our call earlier, because we were throwing out dates. Frank threw out some dates, Carla threw out some dates, I threw out some dates, and like, none of them worked, but so the thought was to bring it up there, because we know all of us already have that. We suggested starting it earlier. If you don't think that works, the alternative that Carla and I were chatting about was there's this thing, because we're really struggling to get us all figuring out what our schedules are. I don't know if you guys ever used a doodle poll. It does make scheduling a lot easier. We could potentially do that. Cause yeah,
Yeah.
Frank suggested my birthday and I flat out said no. So,
That's fine.
I just would
Yeah.
like one day.
And Carla's indicated that she is very booked these days with family things, so that it would be okay for us to meet in her absence and we'd catch her up and maybe someone else from her firm could be there. So we probably, as she suggested, we probably don't want to schedule around her schedule specifically. I mean, it's ideally she'd be there, but but that shouldn't stop us.
So,
Yes.
do you want me to start a group, doodle poll, just to kind of?
That would be
such a
great.
goofy name.
Yes, I think, I mean, since last meeting and this meeting, I've asked about 5 times for dates, so I'm glad that would happen.
Okay.
And then the other, but, I mean, what do you think, Sean? Can we accomplish what we need to at a regular board meeting?
I think if you dedicate, you're gonna have to dedicate probably 2 hours just to zoning. So it could be.
Oh, yeah, I think that's the
It could be a 3-hour
intention.
meeting.
The intention when Carla suggested it was, really keep your agenda very lean to necessary motions and then dedicate the rest of the time to that. So
I mean, as long as we're not gonna get cut off at 9 o'clock if we're still into the meat of it.
how about this?
Let's see what other dates.
Do the doodle, I can put on there the 14th and then we can maybe decide what that might look like, and if it's amenable to everybody, we do that, but it'll be part of maybe a matrix of numbers, as far as dates go.
So that's good.
I mean, I can tell you up front that from the 25th to the 6th of October, I'm unavailable, so.
25th of September?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not available till after the 7th anyway, so we're talking about after the 7th. As he keeps saying, time for us to finish this off is running out. The last special meeting was July 21st, I believe. And so this is taking quite some time to schedule, which is a problem.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. The other piece to this is I did create and share an Excel with some issues that I'd like board opinions on. And that was shared back in September 4th. I have not heard from you, Bernadette or Frank. You have not shared your opinions. There's no other mechanism been proposed or instituted to facilitate board discussion around zoning between last July 21st and today, other than this Excel. I think the Excel is a viable way to keep the conversation going, and hopefully one of the whole points was to shorten that, because as became clear at the previous special meeting, you can get bogged down in one issue and it can take half an hour. So the more we can resolve prior to the next meeting, the shorter the next meeting can be, and also the more productive it can be. So I encourage you and Frank to just put in your 2 cents. I put in issues that were important to me, but I encourage you to add whatever outstanding issues you have, or Sean, or anybody. But I think it's a good way for us to keep the conversation moving forward. So
I know Mary sent in her comments. I do plan on sending my comments over.
that's great. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, Mary sent comments. A lot of hers was she wanted to know what the planning board thinks or other people think. So
Yeah, and I don't think we need to worry about that because the planning board was involved in this act, so we already know what they think. So, I mean, I think if there's anything you see in there that you may have an issue with, I think we address it at the board level.
Okay.
Because the planning board obviously is gonna review it after we're done anyways.
yeah,
Okay.
and just to give the public a sense of some of the issues that I'm interested in and would like to hear from others about, how to zone the nursing home and county buildings on West High. What I would propose, although I'd like to hear more from neighbors on to those facilities, is that we zone those R2, which allows more flexibility than other residential zones, and therefore there can be more creativity applied to that space. And I think that reduces or eliminates the need for a PDD because you have plenty of flexibility there. So that's an example of a position I have, and I'd be interested in other people's positions on that. I propose limiting the size of multifamily dwellings to avoid a repeat of what we had down with Conifer and the oversized development that they initially proposed. My initial thought was 12 units a building, and you could have multiple buildings on a site. but it could be some other number, but something that limits building size. In town of Ballston, they don't allow any of those large-scale apartments anymore because they were overrun. But we wouldn't want to see some, or I wouldn't want to see them, and I think a lot of the village, based on reaction to what we saw in Conifer, doesn't want to see huge apartment buildings in this village. And also, the comprehensive plan says we should not have those kinds of large apartment buildings in this village. They're not appropriate. So that position I'd like to discuss with the board. I support, right now, there are a lot of non-residential uses allowed in residential zones, and that could be potentially an issue. There's no design standards, site development standards for these residential zones currently in the zoning, and so, you know, we have to think about what does someone want to live next to in terms of a non-residential function, and how to control for that to preserve quality of life. And so that requires a conversation, or just don't have non-residential uses in residential zones until, you know, design standards are created. I would support limiting building height to 50 feet and limiting building size in the highway/gateway district to 50,000 square feet, with the purpose of avoiding the potential for big box development, which we've seen is very controversial and many people don't want. So those are some of the issues. Another one is if the planning board is permitted to waive certain zoning requirements, should they be allowed to waive all of Article 5, for example, use standards, or Article 7, parts of Article 7? If they are allowed to waive certain standards, what should be the process? I would argue that they should have a public hearing if they're going to be able to waive something, just so there's some standard and some process for doing that. It just doesn't happen in, you know, the middle of the night. So those are some positions I have, but also some issues that I feel are outstanding that I like the opportunity to discuss. And so the Excel is a format to get it started, and then this meeting, I think, is going to be crucial, and I would hate to cut it short.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, do you have opinions on those, or you?
As far as, no,
Any
I'm
of
not gonna
those?
respond right now, it's a whole
Okay.
list, I wanna take time, and I did look into the one thing about building size. Chris and I had a back and forth email about it, cause I don't think my suggestion or your suggestion might be the answer. He did come up with something that I think I have to write it down to you, but, you know, just to propose it that addresses our concerns and is more typical as far as zoning, how it might be written, so, but that's like the one thing I can speak to right now. I need to sit down with it and sit down with your comments
I
more
mean,
thoroughly, so.
That's good. I mean, my comment's been out there for a while,
Okay,
and I
it's
understand.
fine, is that I will get it to it.
I understand you don't want to debate necessarily every thought in public, but at some point, we need to have this debate, and at some point, it'll be public, a
Oh,
public
sure, but
conversation.
we're just talking about when rescheduling
Right.
a thing, so.
All right.
All
Thanks
right.
for doing the doodle.
Sure, no problem. All right, public comment on any issue for 3 minutes. Is there anyone in the room that has any public comment? Right,
If you would allow me not to stand,
that's fine.
appreciate that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, what is your address for the thing?
16 Millbrook Avenue. Well, Terry's not here, so I forget. 16 Millbrook Avenue.
Speak loud and clear.
I'm just looking to ask folks for some help. We have coming up on November 27th a dinner that we being the group that does that, will be looking for permission to use Union Firehouse for the annual Thanksgiving dinner. We will be looking for volunteers to help us on the night before, which would be the 26th. Hours right now are looking like 4 p.m. to when all the potatoes are peeled. And on the day of, probably from, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning on, maybe a little bit earlier. We're looking for hands, we're looking for any high school groups, any church groups that want to help, any civic groups that want to help, any individuals that want to come. I've been doing it for years, I know others have been doing it for years, and it really doesn't take all that much away from your family time. You may not be able to have dinner at noon, but come on in the morning and help.
Can
and
we
you can
steal some mashed potatoes?
Oh,
to go
absolutely, absolutely. And also, and that brings up a good point, we're looking to find out if anybody has particular organizations that would like leftovers, because invariably we always overestimate how much food we get. And we need a place to give it. So we don't, we're talking several different places right now, but it's not something that we can put in Scotty's pantry, because mashed potatoes will do that. But we are looking also for donations. Can't do this for nothing, all right? Even though we're not charging anybody, there are overhead costs, and we need donations. And we will have a board up with anybody that gives over $100 will be recognized. 500 or 1,000, in case you want to get your name up there, because we know you're rich. But we need help. We need help is what I'm saying, okay? And anything you can do for us, let us know. You can contact me. And there will be notices coming out with my phone number on it, and also Janelle Coffey, who is in charge of it this year. She took over the responsibility from the folks that were doing it, and it's all new to her.
Okay.
And it's not new to all of us, but there's certain things, like I know nothing about the cooking portion of it. And
Sure.
I said, I hope you got some cooks that know how to do it.
All right, so why don't you send some information to either Terry or Jen?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be coming out, but I just wanna hit it up early.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and
we
eventually we're
need
gonna
the
have
help. We need the
pass
help.
something.
Firehouse? Where's
Union Firehouse up on the north end.
Yep.
All right,
And that also includes cooking turkeys. If you can cook a turkey or two the week before, please do.
okay,
And again, contact me and I'm sure I'm over by 3 minutes.
okay, thank you, Ray. Anyone else in the room? Anyone online?
No.
All right. All right, listen, we have no other business, we have no executive session, need for an executive session. Oh, one thing I did want to mention, so, on the, it's on the abstract, there was just a duplication of one of the accounts, the bills in the account, so that's been, taken off. So the general fund actually should, the totals, I'll give updates on the totals. I'm sorry. So the general fund is actually $146,200, I can't read today, I'm sorry. $1,046,266.26, which would make the actual grand total, $1,049,817.80. You guys have the new copy, but I just want to make sure that that's noted. So may I please have a motion to?
Well, there may be other business.
I asked for other business.
You said there was no other business.
Is there other business?
No, but I just like to, the one thing I want to say is I'd love to see the correspondence between you and Chris on the side.
Yeah,
So if you-
that's
would you
fine, I don't
sharing
mind,
that?
I just was trying to pick his brain first before I said anything, so, why don't I go through your comments and have my responses and I can share that.
All right,
'Cause
but Chris's opinion would be helpful
Absolutely.
for all of us to see.
That's fine.
All right,
That's
thank you.
fine, I don't mind, I just was, like you've been picking his brain too, so.
Not privately.
Not really, oh, all
Not
right.
privately.
Anyway, I'd like to have my ducks in a row before I talk about something if it's a silly idea. So, anyway, may I please have a motion that the vouchers be audited and that the meeting is adjourned at 7:59 PM.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, aye.
Great
Thank you so
job,
much, Ben.
Bernadette.
Thank you, Ben.
Nice work, City Mayor.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, very nice people.
Thank you, Bernadette.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Pleasure, thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
And your name again?
Peggy.
Oh, Peggy, okay. Have a good night.
You as well, thank you. We're gonna have a gavel book.
What?
We're gonna have a gavel book.
I don't know. Do I? I don't know. I didn't know the gavel was that official. Oh, yeah, I bet.
If you